This is Michelle Mellon, author of Down by the Sea and Other Tales of Dark Destiny. You are watching Dark Destiny Dissected, episode 6, and today we are talking about Does Your Mother Know? So it was probably sometime around 2013 when I decided I wanted to do a story collection, and I decided to go on a writing retreat to New Mexico. I was living in California at the time. This was not a formal affair, mind you. I just rented a casita outside of Santa Fe and bid the husband and the cats goodbye for 10 days to go off and write in the desert by myself. So during that time, I revised a lot of existing stories that I had, and then I wrote a couple of new stories, including Does Your Mother Know? So while I don't normally share my stories with other people until I feel like they're quote unquote done, I felt that this one needed some soundboarding. So I shared probably a third or fourth draft of this one with a friend of mine to get her feedback. And I'm so glad I did. It definitely helped in fleshing things out a bit more, no pun intended. So thanks, Sarah. And I hope you enjoy this excerpt from Does Your Mother Know? And we'll check out Down by the Sea and Other Tales of Dark Destiny to read more. It took hours, but he walked her through each lovely detail of every single one. He started with the thrill of choosing them, of knowing the look he wanted without being able to define it as a type. Instead, it was about how the eyebrows lifted, or how the mouth could move to smile or smirk with ease. It was in the bearing, quietly confident, oddly present while pushing a background persona. It was in the eyes of tinted, unknowable glass. It was her, he realized with a start. This cold alabaster being sitting before him with her haughty, unbreakable will, and concerned more for the appearance of her damaged nose than her son's sudden and violent re-entry into her life. She was his ideal victim. He felt a flush of warmth. He was excited and aroused, but nothing Oedipal, he reasoned. No, he didn't want his mother. He wanted to destroy her. He wanted to break her facade and leave her open and vulnerable and broken beyond repair like so many before. He continued his narrative for her, moving on to how he hunted, how he enjoyed being a silent and secretive spectator to their lives, watching them in their moments of banality and beauty until he confirmed for himself that they were right. Then he logged their movements and habits until he found the right time or place to overwhelm them with his height and his strength and stuff them unconscious into the trunk of his car. He didn't take them home right away. Instead, he liked to drive around, tempting fate and enjoying the danger of possible discovery. As much as he enjoyed the foreplay, nothing compared to the state of capture. He replayed the delectable sound of each slice, each begging word, each invective, each scream. He described the smell as it changed from a fresh tang to a stale, coppery stink. He even walked his mother through each journey with each piece of each girl as he scattered them to the winds. There was power in knowing they were out there, everywhere, surrounding him, silent and subjugated. His mother appeared to be listening to every word, but her face was impassive. He might as well have been talking about buying groceries, going to the dry cleaner, or been reading her a story from one of those erudite, dispassionate news magazines she'd always favored. This had been his life, he remembered. Nothing moved her, either to anger or praise. Straight A's, failing grades, making the team, losing a job, all were met with the same stony countenance, as if everything about him was inconsequential. He was frustrated. He mattered. What he did mattered to him, and it mattered to all of those girls and their friends and their families. Maybe she didn't believe him. He gave more details about the trophies he kept, the most memorable trait of each girl that he could enshrine in his atrocious archives in order to visit and revisit each one of them. Bloody eyelashes, rings from severed fingers, a lock of hair he'd cut off and used to gag its unusually loud owner, a belly button ring with belly button still attached. Again, he was excited in the retelling, able to relive each glorious accomplishment, the extreme peril coupled with an even bigger payoff, the knowledge that he was the only one in the world to have done what he had done and taken what he had taken. The rest of his life, up to and surrounding this, was at best average. This was something he excelled at. Surely she could see it.